Hey friend, welcome to Coffee Chat with Angie. I am so glad you're here. Grab your coffee or whatever you're drinking today and let's chat. So today I want to talk about something that has made a huge difference for me, especially in seasons where life is like really abundant or busy or full, and that's the power of a Sunday night reset. So before your brain goes into, oh my gosh, one more thing I have to do, one more thing I should do, I don't want you to think that way at all, because this is not about doing more. It's about doing a few intentional things that make your week feel a lot lighter and not nearly as stressful. So for me, a Sunday night reset is really about closing out the previous week and intentionally opening up the next week. My name is Angie. I'm a personal strategy coach. I support driven working moms to create rock solid systems at home. So dinner isn't a last minute scramble. Kids logistics aren't chaos, and self-care, it just isn't an afterthought anymore. Instead of guilt and exhaustion, you can finally feel present, energized, and in control of the life you are building while also having time for yourself. If you are joining the live or catching the replay, thank you so much for being here. I sincerely appreciate it. Just say hi in the comments. Let me know that you're here and that you've watched. So what I see all of the time, and honestly what I used to do myself, is carry last week's unfinished stuff straight into Monday, both mentally, emotionally, and logistically. All of those things just weighed down on me. And you know what? Over the weekend, it didn't seem bad, because over the weekend, I think we are just in a different space. We're not at work. We're not doing the same things. We're not carrying the mental load because it's a time for family. It's just a time to rewind a little bit. But as soon as Sunday night hits, you get that like exhaustion feeling before you even did anything and just not wanting to dive into Monday. And that is what we are going to prevent. So when I dive into this Sunday night reset, this is what it looks like for me. First of all, I asked myself two questions. What did I get accomplished last week, and what did I not get accomplished last week? And this is just questions, knowing questions, like just to not judging at all. And the reason I asked myself what I got accomplished is because negativity is just natural for humans. It just is. We look at the negative. And so I am guessing that if I asked you what you did not accomplish last week, you will be able to tell me off the bat at least one thing. But if I would ask you, what did you accomplish last week? You might be like, well, and have to think about it, right? So this is just going to switch our brain into, hey, look at all these amazing things that I've done. And so when you don't accomplish something, you don't beat yourself up as much and you learn to give yourself grace. So that's what we're doing with these. Now, those things that didn't get completed, I want you to ask yourself why. Again, this is not judgment. It's just to question. If you found that thing has carried through week after week after week after week, then it's time to ask yourself why. Is it you don't know how to start it? Is it's really just not that important? Like, why is it following you week after week after week? Because that's just carrying mental capacity. It's just making everything feel heavier because you're having to remember it every single week. So I want you to decide, is it important where it needs to be carried into the future? If it is not, I want you to release it. And truly, there's things that we think are important at the time, and then we really look back at them and we're like, it's not really that important. It's like a maybe, okay, it would be nice, but it really doesn't have to be on my week. So you can just eliminate it. Just give yourself the permission to get rid of it. Now, what I do is I will go ahead and look at planning out my week. So this is my second part. I take my planner, and mine is divided into 30-minute increments every single day. You don't have to use it. If that is overwhelming, don't use that. And honestly, you can just take a piece of paper, like just a regular sheet of paper, and just write out Monday through Sunday or Sunday through Saturday, however you want to look at your week. But, and then what I'll do is I will put in my non-negotiables. What things are not able to be adjusted. For me, it's what things are not able to be adjusted. Like, there's a whole bunch other than my non-negotiables that need to get done, but these have to have a specific time. So it might be, maybe you work 8 to 4. Well, you have to be there from 8 to 4. That goes in. Or maybe you you have an appointment that you have to attend to, or an event you have to go to, or the kids have some kind of an event that they have to be at. All of those things are non-negotiables. Also in here, I do put meals. So whether it's going out to eat and grabbing something quick on the go, or whether it's you eating at home and making it, I give myself space in these non-negotiables to plug that in right away. So that's what I do first. And then what I do is I will go ahead and I will make a list of everything that needs to get done for the week. And I will slowly start filtering it in the openings of the time of the things that can't be adjusted. So I will work it around dinner time. I will work it around working time. I will work it around kids' events. All of those things, I will go ahead and start filtering in there. Now, you are going to be one of two people when you do this if you've never done this before. One person will go ahead and this was me, I will start putting things in there and I will still have a ton left on my, oh my gosh, I need to get this done this week list that is not going into my week. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, well, there's way too many things for me to put in my week. And I'm going to have to figure out what is the most important and either delegate or move the rest to a different week, do something, because you can't expand the 24 hours you have in a day, right? So it really opened my eyes as to, well, that's why I couldn't get everything done when it was my day off, because really nobody could get any of that done on their day off. The other person is someone who is like, oh my gosh, look at how much time I have. I didn't realize I had that much time. And it's not because you're wasting your time, but it's because you get to a spot in your day where you're thinking, oh, okay, I can work on something. And then you're like, oh shoot, all these things are swimming in my brain. And what am I going to work on? And so you pick something to work on that's really not in your has to get done this week list. It's more kind of in the nice to get done this week list. And you do that. And then you get to 4 o'clock and you're like, oh, shoot, I have an email that had to be done by 5 o'clock today. And you quick hurry and scurry and do that, which that could have been done a little bit earlier, but you kind of didn't remember to do it. That's the other person who, when you put those things that you need to do in your day, then you realize, okay, all of this mental clutter is now on paper where I can be like, oh, what am I supposed to do next? And you can just go from task to task instead of trying to swim into your brain and be like, shoot, what is it that I need to get done? So that would be the second type of person. Now, I want you to know that this should not be overwhelming. This reset should be something that is not like a 2-hour long routine. It should be 15 to 30 minutes. And quite honestly, I feel like mine takes a little bit longer than that, but it almost is something that it just is calming and relaxing for me to do on a Sunday night, which maybe feels weird, but I know that doing this will give me just support my life this coming up week. I know that it's going to be something that is just going to give me less stress when I do this. Now, your reset doesn't have to look like mine. It doesn't have to at all. It could, or it could just be, you know what, I'm just going to do a brain dump. On a piece of paper, I'm just going to list all of the things that I need to get done this next week. And then when you're like, oh, what should I do? You can just look at the list and choose from the list. So it could be like that. It could be just quiet time to think and reflect and look back and be like, what went really well this past week, and learn from the different things that you did and carry them into the next week and adjust and kind of tweak as you go. It could be time for prayer, for journaling, for, whatever you want it to be. So it doesn't have to look like mine. There's no right way or wrong way. It just is whatever helps your brain and your nervous system just feel settled. So the end of the day, a Sunday night reset is not going to be about productivity. And if it doesn't support you if the time that you use for a Sunday night reset does not support you in creating a peace and a calm and organization for this next week, then something needs to be adjusted. And certainly it can support you with that. If you need to reach out and need support in creating that, I can definitely help you. But this is about giving the future you a gift. It's about being proactive versus reactive, about less mental clutter. It's going to be about fewer decisions that are last minute decisions. You're still going to have to decide, but it doesn't have to be last minute, and a calmer start to the week. So if Mondays have been feeling really super heavy and overwhelming, this might be a really great place for you to start. It's a small step, it's a simple system, and it's adjusted as life changes. That's where your calm is really going to come from. All right, my friend, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day. I will see you next time.